Traci, we have this topic. I'm getting tweeted. They're like, when are you gonna get to this Black Love part 2? Because last show you went in something serious.
I went in.
You gave us a personal testimony, and your thought was pretty much that there's too many relationships that are started that create children without the wedding commitment and without the kind of a covenant behind that, and that there is damaging to our culture. And
it is.
Props to Gene, because he had his own personal experience where he felt that you're able to kind of work through that. And my thought was that I think there was a lack of passion to start many relationships. There's love is not just this manufactured thing. It's something where it's a spark, it's a chemistry, and sometimes it is somewhat magical. But if all of that is lost, we have many relationships by default, or, guys pursuing because guys will be guys, and women being naive because
we're being naive now.
I mean,
it's just really about how you start the relationship and what you go into the relationship wanting. And if unfortunately if it's not marriage, then you're not going to get married.
You're right. You know what I'm gonna say? And once again, let me put my hands up and put them down, because this is the bow down episode with Traci Evans.
I will say what you want, but I would say that, and I'm just being honest with you, it's up to the man. Women are not the ones to ask. I mean, it's not in our culture. It's not. We should not have to ask a man to marry us. So you guys are in control there. You guys are the ones to make that happen. So, I mean, I don't know.
And I will say for men, in some areas, I'll take responsibility, because as men, we probably have dropped the ball. And two things that we probably could definitely do better. One, most men have a mentality of being a king. We want to pursue things in a kingly fashion, even if it's just respect. But a lot of times we're on our grind and we want to pursue things. So in that way, we're king. And our fleshly desires, we can have this woman and that, and do the things that we want to have, these cars and material possessions, kingly in that facet. But we also, if we want to be this king, we need to be a king has a vision for not only himself and success for himself, but his family, his household, and his queen. He chooses a queen, and he builds a dynasty with the queen and with his family. And then he even looks after his culture, his city, his people. So I think as black men, we have to take on a greater responsibility of, if we want to take on this king mentality, which is reflected in I'm balling, I'm flossing, I'm doing this, I'm on my grind, I'm on my hustle, then we have to do that with our queens. We have to do that with our kids. We have to do that with our community.
Well, make it visual, so the kids can see.
Absolutely.
The kids have to see it, and if the kids don't see it, they don't know how to handle situations, relationships.
And then when you get to that point where, the man comes in and he makes you his queen, we as women must submit. We must allow for you to be the king. And I think we're having a lot of problems where women do want to be the man in the relationship. Maybe in their past relationships, they've had to play that role. But it's not a good role to play. It's not a good thing to be independent. It's not a good thing to be out here holding it on your own and, I can do bad by myself. Yes, you're probably by yourself, so those are not good things. And those are attitudes that some women take on to cover up the pain and the hurt that they have. But we as women must sit down and submit. And a lot of us don't. But I'm big on that. I think that, there's no greater power than the power of a man and what a man, and I'm not talking about just the things the way that a man feels when he's in control, and if he truly loves a woman, the way that you feel when good things are going right for him. That feeling is just something, it's humbling, so it will make you submit. But once again, the man has to play the role, so those are just things I think that we are lacking. I think also with our culture, we definitely need to study each other more. I had a photographer came to the store about 2 weeks ago, and we were talking, and we were just talking about some different things. He takes safaris like in Africa, and he shoots animals and things of that nature. And then we start talking about some different things. And then he started talking about the different tribes in Africa and the different things. And then the way that he was talking about us as Black people, as Africans, it was like he was talking about us like a species. He was telling me, he was just like, you have the Black men with the wide hips. Those are from a certain tribe in Africa, or they're from West Africa. And he was telling me some different things, and it's just like, wow, those people study our makeup. They know our body. They can tell, like, if you have a man with broad shoulders, what part he's from. If he's lean, where he's from. And it's just, he was telling me things, and of course I played into the conversation and I listened. I didn't let him know that I didn't know the things that he was talking about, but I listened, and it was an eye-opener that he's telling me things about my culture and things about me that I don't even know. And the reason is because for so long, those are things that I didn't want to know. You know, I just wanted, how to make it and survive today. Give me a little bit about Martin Luther King, civil rights movement, and that was enough for me.
And I would say that was an excellent point, because you bring it back to Africa, and there was such a dynasty, and there was a village, and there were values that came out of that. With that being said, do I have permission to make a constructive critique on the Black woman?
Oh yes.
Okay, make sure.
Yes,
I want no hot grits, being thrown at me and nothing like that. But one thing, a revelation that I've had, Tracy and Corey, is that when we look at Black men, and okay, if there's some things going wrong with Black love, and the Black man, he's lying, he's cheating. I mean, a lot of women are very distraught at what's going on and what men are doing irresponsibly. My question initially is, who are Black men doing this with? And for the most part, oftentimes it's another Black woman. And at least the point that I want to make, if it's another Black woman, oftentimes it's another Black woman that person in a relationship knows. Because sometimes it's a family member, sometimes it's a co-worker, sometimes it's.
But what relationship?
A relationship, period, that a man had. But my point is this, Tracy. My point is, I think that
How can someone cheat on you if y'all are not married? So this go together thing that we did in elementary,
but why would so many women be distraught if they're single, but they are dating and doing something, and a Black man is not something because of that? I think there's a lack of. I'm gonna say this is bold, but I'm gonna say that the Black woman, and as beautiful and as talented as she is, as you are, there is a lack of unity amongst Black women that is unprecedented. And I would say that for what we see on reality TV, of what I see on social media, of what I see when I'm able to go out, to a club here and there, and sometimes it's the women that are more fierce and competitive. And I think a man has a code of etiquette. Like, I know that if a person's not in my circle, if he's not cool with me, like Corey,
does that become a Black?
He may want to pursue a lady, my lady.
Okay,
but with women, you all don't have those rules.
No.
And I
would say it's not with Black women that we don't have the unity. It's the unity of good and evil. So it's like you have to stop looking at the color. You have to look, is this a good person or is this a bad person?
It's not
and we're not gonna we're not gonna get along. You're gonna have the righteous woman and you're gonna have the unrighteous woman. And the unrighteous woman is gonna do what she wants to do, and she's gonna allow certain things. But in the beginning,
with all of these, I'll be bold again, with all these churches, with all of these strong independent Black women movements, and all these righteous women in the mix of those
because
who are unrighteous,
they're still evil.
But even with the righteous women, why isn't there enough unity where it's like these women that are single are saying we're not having intimacy anymore? We are going to stand firm, because honestly, that'll shut everything down. If every righteous woman was unified and said we're not being intimate until we're with a man who is committing to us and ready to be everything to us, then we're done. But if not, and if women are choosing their NBA All-Star weekend or their trip to Jamaica, or the Bahamas or Vegas or Miami, to do their things in a mix of locally.
But I mean, it just depends.
Picking and choosing.
With me, I'm gonna just be honest with you. I just feel like when we say relationship, if it's not a marriage, like what is it? it's a relationship. Like, how is he cheating on you and he's not married to you?
But that's what most women are upset with about. I mean,
I know that they are, but they need to come to reality.
I think it's a social change. I think society kind of tells people to be more individual now. You know what I mean? Now, you might
but
have
only
a woman,
in
black or
certain
white.
cultures to disable and hurt their culture.
In this society,
like there's in the black culture, we have so many single women.
So are you saying if you're not married but you're in a relationship where you do have a boyfriend, girlfriend, man, woman, you know, with a commitment, you feel that commitment is weak and there should be no value on monogamy?
Right, because y'all are not married.
Wow.
But those are just my thoughts. Like dating someone for years, you guys are not married. Like, who sees this commitment? God doesn't see it. So if he cheats on you, you're not married. You know, so it's just like it's fair game.
Be a trust level or a love factor?
No, that's because it doesn't go. It doesn't work that way. And you know, like I know, it doesn't work that way. Like, oh, I trust you. Oh, so we're engaged, or oh, we're gonna get married. We've been saying that for 5 years, and you know, and I think, you know, you're not cheating. I mean, like, what's the point? Why won't he marry you? Because he still wants to do what he wants to do, and he's doing it, and you're getting mad. No.
That's tough.
I think I won tonight, ladies.
I think a person can have a covenant.
I won tonight, ladies. No, you cannot have a covenant. Who are you having your covenant with? You are not having your covenant with God.
In a sense,
well,
you are.
It's no covenant.
If you're being a faithful person, you having a covenant with God.
Now, 60 seconds to the show.
We go together. Yes or no?
Corey?
So when I meet you, we're 29. We're still, you know, we're 32. We're still circle yes or no, and we're gonna go together. It's no covenant out here. If you're dating somebody 4 or 5 years and they haven't married you, I am sorry to say it, but they just want their freedom, or they don't know what they want. But they know it's not marriage because they're not married.
In the Bible, I mean, I think Moses was walking in the wilderness for like 40 years. Did it mean that he did not want to get to the promised land?
No, but what I'm saying is this. When you know better, you should do better. So I think we're probably going to have...
That sounds like... is this a part 3 in the making?
It's a part 3 in the making.
Wow.
Because I would not let you guys win. Because y'all are not going to tell me it's not women out here that are ready for marriage, and it's up to the man. I don't want to have to ask you.
But why do men have so many options?
Because I don't want to be the man in the relationship. Okay. You understand, fellas? That's why you have this independent black woman. Because I've waited for you. You never asked me to marry you. Now I got to ask you to marry me.
But quick alert for the listeners. Most men do want to be married.
Oh, what are y'all waiting on?
In the barbershop, at the House of Blends, we do.
All right.
But you know what? This has been a phenomenal show. Hashtag fashion, hashtag now. Brought to you by the Florida Star Impact Radio Show. You're listening to Traci Evans. Claire McLaughlin brings us to you. Make sure you get you a Florida Star paper today. This has been an amazing show. You all continue to dialogue on Black Love, and we will see you soon enough. Take care.